Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. Welcome to Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's transfer news, links, rumours, noise, murmurings, incomings, outgoings, you name it. You'll find it here on Up the Villa and Transfer Hub. If you are new to our channel, make sure you are subscribing. Get on the journey with us. Smash that like button. Let's try and go for around 800 likes on this one. And most importantly, comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. Yes, you have read the title of the video correctly. This cannot be true, can it? It has to be. It has to be fake news. It's got to be. We are hearing reports that Clarín, Argentina's biggest newspaper, state that Emiliano Martinez has a 21 million release clause. They also say that Manchester United would be willing to go over this to spread the payment terms in their favour. No. We didn't do that. And I cannot foresee or imagine any legitimate reason why anybody would put a release clause of that fee into Martinez's contract. He's on over 150 grand a week. Villa's highest earner. Recently signed a new contract for increased wages. There should have been no light bulb moment of, do you know what? Let's put 21 million in there. Makes no sense. No sense at all. What does a release clause do? It can over and massively inflate the price of a player that you've got that you don't want to sell. But if someone comes along and decides to pay an overinflated fee for your player, then they can get them. And they have to pay that money pretty much quite, you can't sort of go, I'll give you 1 million a year. It's big payments. So it just makes no sense for Villa to do that. I mean, at the time that he signed that contract, we were going into the Champions League. His value would have been very high, just like it is now. And his market value is around about 35 million is what his market value is. There's no way you would want to put a fee in there to be able to allow that player to leave for less than their market value. It makes no sense, and this cannot be true. And I don't think it's true, but I just don't understand where that fee has come from. And I think a lot of the Argentinian side of things, the media, they're really pushing for him to leave. I don't think there's been anything from Fabrizio or Ornstein about Martinez. This is all coming from the Argentinian side of things. And I'm not saying that there's no smoke without fire. Like there is something in this. There's too much noise. There's too many whispers and murmurings for this to be absolutely nothing in it. But where we're getting that 21 million release clause, it makes no sense. And, remember going into last summer when we actually had real PSR problems, and we know the value of money and how much every 1,000 is worth to Aston Villa. There's no way you'd underpin that. But a lot of the noise from Manchester United sort of content online is they're pretty much running with it. They're all in with it. We've got Goldbridge going with it. This is an interesting one. United ready, £22 million bid for Martinez. That was 23 hours ago. So maybe this Argentinian outlet have got it mixed up and they're preparing a bid for that amount of money, which I would imagine is quickly going to be rejected because, yeah, I do see online a lot of people going, we shouldn't sell him for anything less than 70. He's not worth that. He's worth nowhere near that, guys. We've got to be realistic here. He's a very, very good goalkeeper who is in his 30s, who's pretty much going to have, if he does leave, this will be his move of a decent fee. What you've got to think of is if a club signs Martinez, there is no resale value, really, unless he goes and finishes his career in Argentina and someone pays a fee for him there, really. If he goes, he's going to be there for what, 3-4 years? And within football, and again, look at it from a Villa point of view, Villa aren't in this window going to go out and spend 30-40 million on a 30-year-old because we can't get any resale value back on that player. And yes, you don't sign players to sell them, but in football, it does work like that. You are future-proofing yourself as well, looking for longevity. So I think he's worth about 35, and that's what I would be aiming to get. Why would I be aiming to get that? Do we need to sell someone? Probably. Wages need to come down, yes, but he's very reliable at Villa, which is something, well, take away last season, he's a very good goalkeeper and you can rely on him. He's got good mentality. So from that aspect, we don't want to weaken ourselves. We want to maintain where we are. So I think he's safe at Villa. He's a safe player. So why are we going to give you one of our good players for around 20-25 million? If you want him, you got to pay it. We're not desperate. We're not desperate to get rid of him. We can keep him if we want. You know what I mean? And maybe someone else might have to move on. So I think really we're not in a position that we're just going to say, "Oh, you want him? Go and have him." So yeah. So again, like I say, it does feel like there's something in this to me still. There's just too much. There's too much noise around it, and I kind of feel like if it's going to happen, I want it to happen. I don't want it to happen, but if it's going to happen so we can deal with it and get a keeper in and get everything settled for us, really. So I think that's where we're at. It's frustrating that we keep seeing this Martinez noise, this link, this rumour to Manchester United. It's not going away, is it? So I do think they are actively after him. I think they want him, but they're struggling to get deals done over the line. So this one, they'll have to struggle to get this one over the line as well. So that's the news on Martinez. We've got some more news on Enzo Barrenechea as well. So he looks like he's off to, is it Benfica that he's going to? And that is reported that is going to be a loan deal. So let's just double check what. So Barrenechea arrives in Lisbon today, undergoing medical examinations in the next few hours, and will then sign a contract with Benfica. I think Fabrizio yesterday reported that it was going to be a loan deal. How I actually feel about this, Bailey again was reported to be a loan deal. I've tried to make sense of it myself, so I'll relay what I'm trying to get out of my mind and put it out there, is that if it's a loan, they pay wages, which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the wages down, which is fine. The fee for say, PSR and finances, we're actually quite comfortable now. So if they're mandatory or obligation. I think the Bailey one was an obligation, which I think meant that they had to do it mandatory. Those mandatories. Buendia was a mandatory. Nedeljkovic was a mandatory. I think that allows them, obviously, they make a decision, but it can mean that we can bank the finances next year, which gives us more PSR wriggle room, if that makes sense. And I think we're going to be comfortable with PSR. I think the report was we could lose around 93 million and we'd still be pretty sound. So I think I'm pretty chill on it, really. As long as the wages come down, then that's the most important thing. So yeah, get them wages down and bank it, and hopefully we can spend some money on wages and get some new players to come in. So it does feel like there's been a bit of movement. So we're just going to have to see what happens. So I just thought I'd just update you on this Martinez, because I'm not buying it. But we'll have to wait and see. So long sleeve up the Villa. Long sleeve up the Villa is a beauty. Isn't it a thing of beauty? Right. Cheers, everyone. Up the Villa.